work together as one.
CMA Entertainer of the Year nominee Toby Keith joins us at 12:30.
Tonight, new attacks and bombings in Iraq as U.S. troops hunt for those who shot down a helicopter, killing 16 Americans over the weekend. Survivors of that shoot-down tell CBS News of fire, smoke, impact, and somehow making it out alive. Tonight's CBS Inside Story, a startling new finding about heart attacks. Most women get no chest pain, but have other telltale symptoms. And dodging bullets. The lawyer who survived this point-blank shooting tells his amazing story.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. The U.S. Senate late today gave final congressional approval to the $87 billion additional aid President Bush sought for operations and rebuilding in Iran and Afghanistan. In Iraq today, there were more U.S. casualties, and American troops hunted for shadowy insurgents and especially for shoulder-fired surface-to-air missiles like the one that brought down an Army transport helicopter over the weekend, killing 16 U.S. soldiers. There were new attacks today in Baghdad, and as CBS's David Hawkins reports, they coincided with another stay-the-course speech President Bush gave in Alabama.
At about the same time President Bush was repeating his promise that America will never run from Iraq, three loud explosions echoed across Baghdad as mortars struck the coalition's headquarters here. A U.S. military spokesman says there are no casualties and no significant damage. U.S. soldiers searched the banks of the Tigris River for the attackers, but didn't find them. The men who shot down the U.S. Army helicopter near Fallujah yesterday got away too, after inflicting the highest number of casualties U.S. forces have suffered here in a single attack. Corporal David Tennant was one of the survivors.
I just remember waking up in the middle of the rubble, trying to escape, trying to get out of the burning metal.
It was the first lethal attack by Iraqi insurgents against a U.S. helicopter, but it wasn't the first time they've tried. American aircraft have been targeted by shoulder-launched rockets 20 times before. Just this weekend, America's top general in Iraq spoke of the risks that still lay ahead.
As we continue to fight this low-intensity conflict, there will be more obstacles, more setbacks, and more tragedies in the future.
U.S. officials say they're facing an enemy that's increasingly sophisticated, elusive, and well-armed.
Looking for and controlling the weapons is an enormous job. There is simply a lot of it lying around.
Of approximately 5,000 shoulder-fired anti-aircraft missiles in Saddam Hussein's stockpile, only a third of them have been accounted for so far. Not only are there hundreds of anti-aircraft missiles out there, there are a lot of out-of-work Iraqi soldiers who know how to use them. The Army's Chinook helicopters are slow, easy targets, built for transport, not speed or maneuverability. After yesterday's attack, they've been ordered to stay on the ground during daylight hours. For now, they'll only fly them at night. David Hawkins, CBS News, Baghdad.
Within hours after that big Chinook helicopter was shot down, a CBS News crew on the scene interviewed several injured survivors at the U.S. military hospital where they were taken for treatment. As CBS's Kimberly Dozier reports tonight, the attack came so suddenly, there was no time for the soldiers to react.
They were headed for home, a break from Iraq. Then, chaos.
There's a loud explosion and black smoke and dust, and the back end of the Chinook caught on fire. It was winning flames and it started going down.
His only thought was of those waiting for him to come home.
First thing I thought about was my mom and dad, and I didn't know, what they would think, and I was scared.
I was watching out the back of the Chinook the whole time, just sightseeing.
Corporal David Tennant saw the missile that brought them down.
It hit the back of the Chinook. Chinook caught on fire, and we started to go down.
And then the helicopter was on the ground.
I couldn't see anything because the wind and the dust and everything from the explosion and the crash, my eyes were pretty much filled.
Many of the soldiers died on impact.
Everybody was laid out everywhere, and they were trying to search for most of the people that were left within the rubble. There was a lot of people screaming.
Medevac helicopters rushed survivors to 2 Army hospitals in Baghdad. For the doctors, it was the worst day since the war began.
This is the most badly injured folks at any one time that we've had so far.
Some could not be saved.
When it's an injury to someone that's wearing the same uniform as you know, it hits home. It hits home.
The survivors don't know how many of their fellow soldiers made it.
There was about 9 or 10 of us there, and I don't know where any of them are now.
The 2 men were headed for Germany.
Tired and sore, but relieved, really relieved that I'm alive, thankful.
And ready to put this behind them and get home.
Apparently I'm all right there, but it's been one heck of a day.
Kimberly Dozier, CBS News, Baghdad.
The additional U.S. casualties in Iraq today included 1 American soldier killed and another wounded by a bomb north of Tikrit. As for those who died in yesterday's helicopter attack, 16 American families who thought their loved ones were finally getting a break from danger got the tragic news instead. Home base for some of the soldiers killed in the helicopter was Fort Carson, Colorado. CBS's Bob McNamara is there.
The welcome home signs near Fort Carson's gate are like handmade hopes, but those torn and tattered are like the lives lost.
Unfortunately, we probably will have casualties again in the future.
33-year-old Sergeant Ernest Bucklew, one of the dead stationed here, leaves a wife and 2 sons. Bucklew had been headed home on an emergency pass for the Pennsylvania funeral of his mother, who died unexpectedly.
His mother was worried every night about him. She and her husband both would pray that he'd come home safe.
Bucklew's uncle had stayed in touch with the soldier in Iraq by letters and email.
In the last email, the one I might got from him, he says, "This is a letter from hell."
Along with Fort Carson, the dead and wounded came from army bases across America's heartland. Fort Campbell, Kentucky, Fort Hood, Texas, and Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Fort Sill had 6 soldiers killed and 6 others wounded, all from the same artillery unit.
Needless to say, yesterday was a tough day.
30-year-old Illinois National Guardsman Lieutenant Brian Slavinas was also killed.
He was a wonderful young man, you know. He was a gentle giant.
Slavinas was a helicopter pilot attached to Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Suddenly my life seems like an eternity long, thinking about spending the rest of it without having him as a part of it.
Today, Fort Carson offered aid to the grieving families of its soldiers killed or wounded, while hoping to shore up family morale for a war that is testing their nerves and patience.
I can tell you that morale, despite the fact that we're taking some casualties, remains high, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing for the Army.
Fort Carson's casualties were the highest here since the Vietnam War, but base officials here won't release the names of any of the soldiers until all of the families have been notified. Dan?
Bob McNamara reporting live from Fort Carson, Colorado. In the Southern California wildfire disaster, cooler, wetter conditions are helping suppress and contain 5 remaining wildfires, including the worst ones in San Diego and San Bernardino counties. But there's a new concern for some residents returning to charred neighborhoods, the threat of mudslides. All told, the fires destroyed at least 3,500 homes. The death toll stands at an official 20. Congress was told today of widespread cheating by mutual funds, investment companies in which half of all American households put their financial hopes and retirement dreams. CBS News economics correspondent Anthony Mason explains what such mutual fund firms may do to make extra money for themselves at your expense.
At Boston-based Putnam, the nation's 5th largest mutual fund company, CEO Lawrence Lasser resigned today, a week after his firm was accused of trading fraud.
We have terminated the relationship with them as far as the pension fund goes.
And the founder of Wisconsin-based Strong Funds, Richard Strong, stepped down Sunday amidst accusations he made improper trades in his own funds. 2 industry giants, suddenly prominent casualties in the rapidly spreading mutual fund scandal.
The mutual fund industry is now the world's largest skimming operation.
Congress today considered a major overhaul of the $7 trillion industry that serves 95 million investors.
The boards of directors of the mutual funds have been inert, they have been passive, they have failed.
New York State Attorney General Eliot Spitzer accused mutual funds of overcharging investors. While fund assets have grown 60 times since 1980, fund fees have grown 90 times. And Spitzer said the individual mutual fund investor is charged 25 basis points, or 0.25% more than the large pension fund is charged for comparable service.
25 basis points spread across the entirety of the fund under management would save the American mutual fund investor $10 billion every year.
So an individual investor with $100,000, according to Spitzer's math, would save $6,000 over 10 years.
$6,000 merely by reducing by 25 basis points the fees that are charged by the management companies.
Spitzer promised that misbehaving fund managers will feel the pain. Putnam already is. In the past week, public pension funds in 6 states have pulled their money out of Putnam funds, a total of $4.5 billion. Dan?
Anthony Mason, thanks. The U.S. Supreme Court today agreed to take up a case affecting the rights of millions of Americans in managed health care plans, including HMOs. The justices will decide if and when patients have the right to sue HMOs for negligence when health damage results from an HMO's refusal to cover treatment recommended by a doctor. In another high-profile case, the Supreme Court justices declined to review a lower court order to remove a Ten Commandments monument from an Alabama courthouse. This means the monument will not be put back. The lower court said it violated constitutional separation of church and state. Coming up on the CBS Evening News, women and heart attacks. New research indicates symptoms may be different for women than for men. Tonight's Inside Story. Later, targeting fast food. With lawsuits in the works, is or is not the fast food industry the next big tobacco? An Eye on America series.
Cold pills. Could any of them start to work faster than Vapor Rub's cooling vapors? So you feel like you're breathing again? We don't think so.
Great news for people taking aspirin every day for their heart. St. Joseph aspirin, that little orange pill you remember, can significantly reduce your risk of a heart attack. And a recent study suggests that for daily heart therapy, low-dose aspirin, like 81 milligram St. Joseph, is just as effective as higher doses, but safer, and 81 milligram is all we make. Baby your heart with St. Joseph.
Not one of these allergy medicines can give you long-lasting seasonal allergy relief without the risk of drowsiness, but Allegra 180 can. For people 12 and over, side effects are low and may include headache, cold, or backache. Choose long-lasting prescription Allegra.
Sometimes you need a little help staying in the game. Introducing new Levitra. It's a new choice, and it's here now. Ask your doctor if a free sample is right for you. Ask about new Levitra.
When is cereal more than just breakfast? When it's grape nuts or shredded wheat. They have a healthy whole grain crunch that may help reduce your risk of heart disease. So start your day the Heart Smart way. 2 healthy classics from Post. They're anything but ordinary.
Why do I even bother with this?
Because it's clogged.
Yeah, but look at it. I mean, what's that look like?
Water.
Water. And I don't know, but doesn't water run right through pipes?
Well, so how is it grabbing the clog?
Good question.
Why do we even bother?
Liquids don't make sense. This does. New Drano Max Gel. Yeah, gel. Drano Gel clings to clogs longer to dissolve them better. Drano. Gel makes sense.
I have to go now.
If you've always got to go, ask your doctor about Detrol LA. It's been proven effective for overactive bladder.
You need a break? Not right now.
You shouldn't take it if you have stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems. The most common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, abdominal pain, and headache. Detrol LA. When you've always got to go.
There are major surprises tonight in a new study about heart attacks in women. It turns out that there are a number of early warning signs for women, and in many cases, they are not the same warning signs men get. CBS's Elizabeth Caledon has the findings that could help save women's lives in tonight's Inside Story.
The new research on women and heart attacks casts doubt on conventional wisdom. It turns out chest pain is not the most reliable early warning sign. Women are more likely to experience fatigue, sleep disturbance, and trouble breathing in the month leading up to a heart attack.
We were surprised that 95% of the women did report these symptoms.
In a study of more than 500 women who had heart attacks, 71% reported unusual fatigue, 48% had trouble sleeping, and 42% experienced shortness of breath. Chest pain, however, was not a common complaint.
Only 30% of these women ever complained of any type of chest discomfort, and rarely did they ever describe it as pain.
Chest pain, it turns out, is something men are more likely to experience and report prior to having a heart attack. Since little research has been done on warning signs in women, it was assumed they felt the same things. Donna Babb had no chest pain but reported nausea and sweatiness before her heart attack. When she was diagnosed, she was shocked.
I didn't think it was a heart attack. I thought I was just, having heartburns or indigestion or something. That's the way it felt.
Women's health expert Dr. Nisa Goldberg says the advance warning is what's key, especially in women with high-risk factors.
What's so important about this new research is it identifies symptoms of heart attack in women that they could experience as much as a month before their heart attack.
It's too soon to tell if the new symptoms can actually predict heart attack. If further study proves they can, many doctors think they'll have a better shot at preventing the #1 killer of women. Elizabeth Caledon, CBS News, New York.
Another long-held medical belief may no longer hold true. Pediatricians are now recommending parents not give Ipecac syrup to children who may have swallowed something toxic. It now appears Ipecac may do more harm than good and could interfere with better poison treatments at the emergency room. Coming up on CBS, an Eye on America special series starts. Is or is not the fast food industry to blame for causing obesity? And if so, is it actionable in court? He thinks so, and he's planning to sue. Stay tuned.
Room service. Your grape nuts, sir.
It'd take 4 bowls of grape nuts to get the B vitamins in just 1 bowl of total.
That's a manly breakfast. Your raisin bran.
10 bowls to equal the zinc in total.
I'll keep the gym open. Your special K, Miz.
40 bowls to equal the calcium in total.
Late checkout this morning?
You need Total. It's got a 100% daily value of 12 vitamins and minerals. No other leading cereal comes close.
Pull a Total,
I'll take
please.
Total.
Kitchen's just closed.
Total Raisin Bran. 1 bowl, 100%.
Night. It's when most of the world sleeps. A time to reset our clock so we can begin a new day. It's all part of the rhythm of life. But for many, this healthy cycle is disrupted because sleep doesn't always come easy. Fortunately, there's Ambien. Ambien is a prescription sleep aid that can help you get a full night's sleep. While natural sleep is best, Ambien helps you fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and wake rested and refreshed, not groggy the next morning. No wonder Ambien is the #1 prescribed sleep aid in America. Until you know how Ambien will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Side effects may include drowsiness, dizziness, and diarrhea. You shouldn't take it with alcohol. Patients who abuse prescription sleep aids may become dependent. Prescription sleep aids are most often taken for 7 to 10 days as needed. Your doctor will advise you about taking them longer. Take Ambien only when you can devote a full 7 to 8 hours to sleep and wake rested and ready to start your day. Talk to your doctor about Ambien. Ambien works like a dream.
We're here showing folks how a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch changes spinach dip into ranch spinach dip.
I like it. Really, it's different.
And changes salsa into ranch salsa.
It's jazzy, pizzazzy.
Hidden Valley Ranch. This changes everything.
Sore throat pain. Now end your sore throat emergency. Extra strength Cepacol lozenges numb sore throat pain fast with menthocaine action. 2 anesthetics for fast relief.
The pain is gone.
Cepacol ends your sore throat emergency.
Don't tell me you put that in.
Yeah.
I gotta see this.
How sure are you about your wiring skills? Come into Ace, the helpful place. This little tip is going to make a big difference for denture wearers.
Polygrip's unique ooze control tip spreads a flat ribbon for less ooze.
I get all the hold without all the ooze.
And try new Polygrip with PolySeal. Seals out food, seals in comfort.
With 30% of Americans now obese, a major food fight is developing over how to turn back the tide of this widespread health threat and the softening of America. It's the focus of a special Eye on America series we begin tonight. First up, CBS's Wyatt Andrews investigates why fast food chains may be rattled by a lawsuit threat.
They all started with one or more lawsuits.
John Banzaf, the law professor who first took on big tobacco, today has a bigger, make that fatter target. Banzaf, who teaches a class nicknamed Sue the Bastards, now plans new lawsuits blaming fast food for making America fat. He thinks restaurants like McDonald's, for example, should explicitly tell you a Big Mac meal gives you most of the fat you need for a whole day.
I think when people walk into McDonald's, they know that the food is fattening. I don't think they have any idea just how fattening it is.
If that sounds outlandish, wait till you hear his latest strategy.
It's the addiction theory. There is growing evidence that fattening foods containing fat can cause the same addictive effect as nicotine.
That's about as fat as they got.
In fact, researchers like Dr. Michael Schwartz, who studies obesity, believe obese people slowly lose the brain signal that says stop eating. The brain in this very fat rat is saying eat more.
And is that because his brain says, hey, I'm a skinny rat? That's because his brain says, I don't have enough fat.
But even Schwartz says a craving is no addiction.
You can say you're addicted to air, but I don't think it's a very compelling argument.
Still, the legal question surrounding obesity will always be, whose fault is it really if you are fat? Is it the restaurant's fault if your favorite food is a hamburger and fries?
Okay, that's a very good question.
In class, Banzaf's own students lecture him on personal responsibility.
It's not McDonald's fault that they continue to go there every single day.
The restaurant industry says Banzaf is just out there.
And powdered sugar.
But the kings of Banzaf bashing own this Seattle restaurant. I release the 5-spot from all liability of any weight gain. Anyone ordering what's called the bulge
You have to sign our name.
has to promise not to sue.
People want to sign it, and I think it's a fun way for them to be able to kind of go on record as saying that this is ridiculous.
Enough.
Yeah, enough already.
Here's one restaurant just flat out mocking you.
I think it's an indication of how effective the movement has been. Remember, Gandhi said, at first they ignore you, then they ridicule you, then you start winning.
He says he just wants to win information. He wants fat and calories listed on menus beside the price of the food. It's that, or he'll claim the industry's liability for obesity is $150 billion.
Warning,
in Washington, Wyatt Andrews for Eye on America.
Tomorrow in the food fight, CBS will give you a look into how, under pressure, fast food chains now are trying to squeeze at least some of the fat out of their menus. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, lucky to be alive. He survived that Mondo Bizarro courthouse shooting, and now he's telling about it. The story in his own words, next.
Allergy congestion won't ruin my life again.
Now, without a prescription, Claritin D decongestant tablets.
My doctor prescribed Claritin D, and now I can get it without a prescription.
Claritin D relieves even my worst allergy symptoms, my congestion, my sneezing, and my sinus pressure.
Claritin D.
Still brushing your dentures?
Florence Henderson?
You're missing more than food particles. You're missing the triple mint freshness of new Polident. Polybescent power cleans away odor-causing food particles brushing can miss. Triple mint Polident for minty fresh odor control.
When is cereal more than just breakfast? When it's grape nuts or shredded wheat. They have a healthy whole grain crunch that may help reduce your risk of heart disease. So start your day the Heart Smart way. 2 healthy classics from Post. They're anything but ordinary.
The promotion, a new title, a bigger paycheck, better days ahead. Your hard work paid off, and so did that extra confidence from getting rid of your gray hair with Just for Men hair color. Its vitamin formula rejuvenates your hair and energizes you with a natural look in 5 easy minutes. when you feel confident, it shows. Just for men, the Rejuvenator.
Gotta go right now. Gotta go. Gotta go right now. Gotta go.
I have got to go now.
If you've always got to go, ask your doctor about Detrol LA. It's been proven effective for overactive bladder.
Need a break?
Not right now.
You shouldn't take it if you have stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems. The most common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, abdominal pain, and headache.
And I don't have to go right now.
Detrol LA. When you've always got to go.
See anything?
Hold up.
Bingo. Down.
That's one way around holiday blackout dates. The Capital One Miles One card is a better way. Fly any major airline anytime with no blackout dates.
What's in your wallet? I know where you live!
Here it comes. Big time neck pain. You gonna feel sorry for yourself? Grab a Thermacare heat wrap. 8 hours of penetrating heat that gives you powerful pain relief and deep muscle relaxation. Go on, wrap yourself in relief. Thermacare.
Turns out those two missing teenagers from Dixon County were not kidnapped. They were runaways. They're back home. But what's the real cost of what they did? The story at 6.
As the cameras rolled and onlookers dove for cover last week, California lawyer Gary Curry came eye to eye with a man pulling a trigger on a gun. He dodged, but he never blinked. And not only did he survive, he emerged with a sense of humor and gratitude for one small but very well-placed tree. Bill Whitaker reports.
Jerry Curry calls it luck. Some might say it's a miracle he not only survived that point-blank shooting, but was released with a smile on his face 2 days later.
Physically, I'm doing good. I got 5 bullet holes in my left arm, but it feels pretty good. I got shot in the neck, and that bullet is still in the back of my neck.
He had never even met the man who shot him. 64-year-old William Stryer was enraged at the terms of a personal injury settlement.
Curry was the lawyer assigned to the case that day. He says it's not the type of law that usually stirs heated passions, but Friday...
A man walked up to me and said, "Are you Mr. Curry?" And I said, "Yes, who are you?" And then he just shot me. I knew I'd been shot because the blood splattered up in my face. It's the kind of thing where it always happens to someone else. You think, well, this is the thing you see on TV, but this time it happened to me.
Everyone, it seems, saw this shocking scene on TV.
I was afraid if I just ran away, he might shoot me in the back and then come and finish me off. So I decided to run behind a tree, and then at least I had that between him and me so I could kind of move. But then I heard the gun click, and I knew at that point he had all the bullets were used up, so I was relieved, so I knew he couldn't shoot me anymore.
Grab the base, grab him!
As Stryer was subdued, Curry lay bleeding on the courthouse walk. Minutes later, he was rushed to a local hospital. He says he owes his life to the paramedics and a skinny tree.
There might be some long-term loss of use in these fingers, depending, so I'll find that out. But if that's all that happens, I'm pretty lucky.
As anyone who saw this would certainly agree. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Part of our world tonight. For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Walmart. Good jobs, good people, great opportunities. Come grow with us at Walmart. Blasting the fat in your fast foods. This scientist is going after it, but what about the taste? Our series Food Fight continues tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. This is CBS.
From your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Officials in Dixon County are trying to figure out tonight why 2 teenage girls ran away.
The girls were last seen more than a week ago, and the family and officials feared the worst. But tonight, Jonna Brown and Katie Donaldson are home, and police say they ran away. News Channel 5's Alex Cabrero is live in Charlotte. Alex, do they know why the girls ran away?
You know, that's the big question, Vicki. Everybody wants to know why they ran away and where they've been, but nobody has the answers to that just yet. It has certainly been a busy day for both girls. First, they came home from wherever it is they were. Then they went to the Dixon County Sheriff's Department. Then they made an appearance here at the Dixon County Juvenile Courts. But now, after a week and a half on the road, they're back with their families.
Hey girls, how you doing?
Everyone wants to know where Katie Donaldson and Jonna Brown have been. Right now, no answers.
At this time, I can't comment on that. I'm just happy to say they're home and they're safe.
David Ridings has been hired by both families to represent the girls in juvenile courts. The families are just happy.